Hello, people of the internet. I hope you're enjoying the stream so far, even though it's been going for 15 seconds. Now, if you would please excuse me and Curtis, he needs to post the link to the stream on the Twitter's on the sport, but you know, what are you gonna do? What you gonna do? Huh? What you gonna do? Oh shit, there's 7 people. Okay, enough of that. Right, hello, 7 people. Share. Can I share on Twitter while still live? Whoa. Oh, whoa. Okay. Okay, so I think the stream just paused while I went on Twitter. Sweet. Alright. Okay, so. Let me have a sip of my drink. Good old solo. Yes, sorry about that. The stream sort of died. Hello, 4 people, 3 likes. Shit. So pretty much all of you liked it. Right. If you guys know anyone who watches, do that. Do the thing. Okay. 4 likes, Jesus. Okay, so all of you like it. Damn it. Miss Duplo Boy 40. No. Fuck you, Connor. Fuck you. Alright. Hello, C&C view. Oh, hold on. That's probably holding the mic. No. Oh, okay. Well, I hope that's not going to keep happening. I hope my internet doesn't just die. Okay. So, where was I? Yes. Yeah, I'm doing a live stream on my phone. Because for reasons that will become apparent, I can't live stream on my computer. And, well, I don't have a really good webcam, so... yeah, not Wi-Fi in general. Flat and funnel. It's more of a, localised issue, I suppose. Not just in Australia. Just in my house. If I had the money, I would have, you know, asked for, Wi-Fi extender, but no. Right, 3 people and probably more once you watch it later. This is a desk PC showcase. As it says in the title that it got me to do before I started live streaming. I've never live streamed on YouTube directly from my phone. I've always done it on Periscope. And then I realised no one watches that. Unless you're really curious on Twitter. Right, so yeah, this is my desk. Let me just roll back in my chair a bit. It's a bit sort of sporadic because I'll explain later why. Let's just say I made a purchase today and I needed to borrow a couple things from my computer as well as that monitor. So this is my desk. It has evolved quite a bit over the years. Do you like Doctor Who and Back to the Future? Doctor Who shelf, like 3 versions of Back to the Future, and Back to the Future hat, and Doctor Who pop vinyls. So there's my computer, of which oh my god, my battery's dying. Oh fuck. Fuck. Okay. Shit. Got the charger. Not the phone that's attached to it, you idiot. Okay. Plug that in. Plug that in. How much battery? 1%. Okay. Christ. Right. 2 more seconds. This live stream's going very well, I think. Okay. Yeah, I need it. No! No! Shit. Okay. Okay. Right. Hopefully that worked. Live. Wow. My hair looks shit. And you can tell that one of my eyes isn't quite right because I've got conjunctivitis. Whee! And everywhere that I look, I've got clothes. Oh well. I'm wearing a nice black shirt today. And yeah, hey look, I'm a vlogger. Wow, I have long arms. Hey look, it's my bed. Wow. Hey look, there's the extension cord that I had to untangle and that's why the stream paused for a bit. I think. Or like, I don't know. Right, so let's... Come on, flip it around. There we go. I'm not the new Logan Paul. Jesus. Why are people giving me random questions? Does C&C stand for Curtis and Cameron? No, it stands for Create and Collaborate. One of which we don't do. It's obvious. We don't create. Duh. Okay. You have a nice room. Thanks. Okay, there's 3 people watching. Yes. Okay. Well, that's good. Okay, so we have the computer. Just in case this doesn't like link back up to the previous bit, I'm just gonna say hello, people of the internet, and welcome to a PC/desk showcase. This is my desk, and this is my room. Ooh, look at that. Hooray! This is being done on my phone, so expect some weird wibbly qualityness and really bad color reproduction. Jesus. Like, I look really pale and pink, whereas I'm actually really orange in this light anyway, by comparison. That's weird. Anyway, it's things like that. So yeah, here's my drink for this evening. It is Solo, which is owned by... is it owned by the Coca-Cola Company? No. I don't think it is. No. Well, either way, it's an Australian drink. Solo. Okay. Right. So, here's the thing. It is a computer. For those who don't care about specs, it can run trains very well. It can run my route, my train's route, which will be released soon. I pretty much just have to take... No, I don't have to take a screenshot. Okay, so basically I have to send a screenshot to Nathan, prepare the thing for release, write up a text document of all the changes and stuff, and then I can just be like, Nathan, put it out there. So, yeah. And then I can put it on Twitter and Discord and... How does Solo taste? It's basically just a lemon drink. It is lemonade, but tastes a bit more, I suppose tangy? I suppose? Tastes like lemons, really, and some sugar. put some like lemon juice, some sugar, and then pretend it's like bubbly and lemonade-y. That's basically Solo, and it's nice. Yeah, lemonade but more intense. Close enough. Right. So yeah, now for the techie bit of the video. So we have let's focus this in. Also, can we also realize that I'm using this light, and obviously my room light to illuminate this, so we have some good lighting, even though that it overexposes and then looks all laggy, and then I go like that, and then it's like, oh yes, that works. So we have an AMD cooling heatsink. That's the word. It's late. I am tired. I've already been talking lots of tech today, which I'll go into later. So this is the Wraith Spire. I believe it's the cheapest heatsink. Doesn't mean it's the worst. It just means that it's there. Oh, by the way, I built this computer in January, where the prices of this thing, the graphics card, wasn't so bad. Like, it was bad, but it wasn't really bad. Like, this is a 1070, and it cost me about $600. And then at the height of the GPU price hike, I think it was about like $1,000 or something. Either way, it's expensive. The MSRP for this is like half that almost, which is like $400, which is stupidly cheap if it was at MSRP. And realizing I probably should have gone through the NZXT builder thingy, and I probably would have gotten a better system. But oh well. I wanted to build it myself because I'm, you know, like that. There is some dust. There's a lot of dust. And the reason why I mentioned when I built this was because this is 5 months of build-up, because this was built on the first Friday of the year. What? Yeah. Do you have Planet of the Dalek, Supreme Dalek? I've got Evolving Dalek, Second Dalek. Right. Oh my god, this is horrible. Okay, I have an AMD Ryzen first generation 1600 non-X variant, which is a 6-core processor at 3.49 gigahertz as it appears in Windows, which is 3.5 roughly. So 3.5 gigahertz, I've slightly overclocked it. I think it started off with 3.2, so I've got a bit of an overclock on it. It's minor stuff. RAM, which is freaking expensive, especially DDR4, and especially for Ryzen because it needs to be a specific type. This is Corsair Vengeance LPX Black, 16GB, 3000 megahertz RAM, which is, it's there and it's good. There's a lot of it, which means After Effects doesn't explode. Did you see the new episode of TDRS Revolution that came out a few days ago? Yes, I did. I'm back. Cool. Dan TDM is streaming. You want to know? No, I don't care. I really don't care. Yo, how late am I? You are about probably 5 minutes late. Roughly, maybe 10. I don't know. I'm not keeping track. And the live thing that I've got is like in negative, and it's like weird. Right. Okay. So that's the CPU. The motherboard is a ASRock B350 gaming motherboard. I didn't want to get a gaming one, but it was a cheaper motherboard which had the same features as the other one I was getting, because I bought all of this on Boxing Day, during the Boxing Day sales. So the processor was $250, I think. It soon got a price reduction, I think a month or two after, which was the exact same. So I was like, yes. Then you've got the motherboard, which does a nice, neat, glowy thing. If I just turn off the light and turn off this light, yeah, look at that. Look at that glow, eh? Ain't that pretty? It's so cool. What's really cool about this is that when I built this computer, I thought the power supply was dead, and because it was my first, computer that I built, I thought, oh yeah, the power supply's dead, and it was the front panel connectors that weren't connected properly for starters, and the motherboard, 24 pin, which is this one. Actually, let me turn on all the lights again. Oh, look at all that difference. Okay, so the 24 pin probably wasn't plugged in properly by me. Easy mistake. And then as soon as I saw a light on here, it breathed. And to me, that was a sign of light. That means that the motherboard works. And I was so happy. Like, beyond belief. How long did this whole computer take to build? About 3 hours. Although troubleshooting this took another hour. So about 4 hours in total. It was a bit of a bitch just because of this case. Next time I would buy a case for about $70, not like about $40. It looks cool. It's a cool looking case. So that's a good thing. Okay. So we've done CPU, we've done motherboard, RAM. That's your basic components. Now we go into the extra stuff, the less, well, arguably less important stuff. Loving how Ginty just jumps out of a hole and jumps in the C&C Hub. Why do people love that? Okay, hello 9 people. Okay, so here we have the GTX 1070 in its mini ITX form factor. Now the reason why I went for mini ITX instead of like a full one was because 1, this was cheaper, and 2, I wanted to make sure that it would fit in the case. So, and considering how much room I've got, I could have gone on full graphics. I could have gone a full size, but on the other hand, if I ever do decide to do a small form factor build, that's my card, because it's nice and low profile. So yeah, it's all good, and I like it. And actually, it's funny, everything in here is very red themed, and I didn't want it to be. But just because of the specials and because of what I had to swap out components for. So like originally this card was going to be I think a Asus card, or an Acer, or one of them. But they were out of stock, and this card was an extra $10, and I then inquired, could I get this similar one, which is $10 more? And then they were like, sure, and we'll waive the fee. So I got this for an extra $10 cheaper, which was awesome. I think, yeah, I got it from Thingy. Sorry about the reconnect. Internet's a bit buggy. Okay. So yeah, there's dust, lots of dust, because I need to buy some compressed air and just like, clean the fan and clean this bit, which I've drawn a bit of a smiley face on. Okay, so now we've got the power supply, which is a 650 watt semi-modular, which means that it's got the 24 pin, the CPU, and I think another one. But then everything else is interchangeable. Now, the reason why I went semi-modular was 1, it's about the same price as a modular one. 2, it looks better. 3, it's cheaper than a modular power supply. So, yeah. I went with Corsair because I know that Corsair is a very good brand when it comes to, their power supplies, and in general, they're quite good. I mean, I've also got their RAM. I tried to have a bit of a theme, I didn't want a color theme, I just wanted to get the best value and upgradability options. So for instance, the second gen Ryzen CPU that's in here, I could upgrade that to a second gen. No, hold on. The first gen processor that's in here, I could upgrade it to a second gen because it's the same socket. The only thing I would have to do is update the BIOS, and then that would work. So that would be great. So I could like sell my CPU, get a new one, etc. Which I might do when third gen Ryzen comes around, if it still supports the same motherboards. If it doesn't support the same motherboards, I'll get a new CPU motherboard. Bam. Then I've got a better CPU for probably the same money, which is what's happening at the moment. So, okay, so I've done power supply, graphics card. Oh yeah, this graphics card, it pretty much runs every game at really high FPS at 1080p, and can super sample up to 1440 and 4K, 2K roughly actually, which is good. It's good for taking screenshots in like railworks and stuff. I don't think trains super samples, and if I wouldn't want to, because I can just with this graphics card run Trains in Era on like max settings. So that's good. Hi Freddy Train 2.0 and hi Jacob the Starbridge 14XX. Anyway, so I've done that. So pretty much everything here is covered. Good. There also used to be a Wi-Fi card in there, which I used for about 2 weeks to a month, until I got a power line adapter, which means that it sends internet through the power cables through your house, so your wiring for all your power and stuff. And that's what I'm using at the moment. And the Wi-Fi card has gone to another computer, which I will talk about later. I'm trying to speed things up because it's getting boring. I know, I can feel it in myself. Cannot a faulty / dust-filled cooling fan cause a computer to heat up a lot, or is that just caused by all computers? Dust on the CPU fan, if it's something like this, is not too bad. But if you're seeing like loads of dust, like thick dust that's been building up for years without being cleaned, just clean it. And then it should be fine. It shouldn't really cause any heat dissipation stuff. So yeah, you should be good. Okay, so my boot drive is a 250GB SSD, because in my experience a 120GB SSD is not good enough if you want to run the Adobe Creative Suite, because it automatically downloads to the C drive. And I wanted the extra space so that the computer would stop going, oh, you've got low space and crap, and this is like pretty much half full, so yeah, worth it. It's by SanDisk. They make really good SD cards, and it was one of the cheaper ones. So yeah, well, it was the cheapest name brand, or the brand that I recognized. As you can tell, I pretty much went with all of the stuff that Okay, I've had my laptop for about a year, and it's always heats up. Blow a fan. Dusty. It can get dusty. That what I always say. I lost all my SO3D stuff. Oh, poor you. I mean, I can't really do much. I feel so sorry. Okay, so here we have a 3TB WD Blue hard drive. It is very good. It's actually surprisingly fast. Like, I forget how, fast hard drives are when they're not full of viruses or full of programs, or full in general. And 3TB is perfect because this is my main, like, bulk storage. So the 2000 subscriber special, which was 180GB, was like nothing for this thing. But I keep all my raw footage and stuff, like everything. I don't delete anything from the project, so I can go back into the project file and it will still work. Which is a problem. So if I ever run out of storage, I need to buy another one of these, and I do have the space. I just need to buy another SATA cable, because I had to borrow a SATA cable from my nan's DVD drive, which we never used, so I just borrowed that. Speaking of DVD drives, we have this bad boy, which is a Pioneer Blu-ray drive. Ooh, fancy. Basically, I bought this because I wanted my computer to basically be a multimedia powerhouse. So if I wanted to watch a Blu-ray, I could. If I wanted to watch a DVD or a CD, not watch a CD, but use a CD, or even just installing drivers or whatever into the computer, I just needed one. So yeah. Can we just look at the desktop? No, the whole inside of the PC. Freddy Train 2.0, this is the PC. If you look at the desktop, that's just another computer. A computer's a computer in that sense. But this is all the specs, and, this is how fast it goes, etc. And for all the nerds, they go, "Ooh, yes, please, more." Interesting thing about this case is it has a spot for, I think it's 2.4-inch floppy drives, or something like that. I used to have a laptop to live here, up until obviously this all happened. So yeah, this is the Cooler Master K380. Or something to that effect. I used to have the box in here. I could have pointed to it, but oh well. And that pretty much sums up the computer. The great thing about this case is it has a big power button, which I will press later. It has USB Type 3 on the front, USB 2.0 on the front as well. It's got headphone and mic. It's also got a reset button, which I've never used. It's also got a nice little thing up here to put my hard drive. Now you may be wondering, 3 terabytes, you'll run out of space like really quickly. This is a 3 terabyte portable hard drive. Yes. Now, to take files across from this computer to my nan's computer, which I tend to use during the week, I need to transfer it, obviously, as files if I want to keep working on stuff. So I have this bad boy. And then they've got like little trays, so I've got like video output covers and the USB that I use to put the operating system on. Just a little Toshiba 16 gig. So yeah, we've got a vent up here. Oh yeah, and I bought this fan for $5. Yay! It's connected via Molex, and that's a bitch. Because I bought 2 fans, and one was really loud, and this one was actually pretty quiet and pretty good. So yeah, I was pretty happy with that. This also has a red LED fan, which came with the case. So my airflow is pretty much just like through the case, just like out. So the graphics card goes underneath there. The power supply fan goes that way, and so that way the air goes like that way, and the air goes that way in general. So yeah, that's positive airflow, I think. But yeah, that's an intake, and that's really nice because I can put my hand on it and it's like cold and it's lovely. Okay, so that's the case. That's the entire computer, really, actually. Thinking about it. There is 5 of you watching. I'm sorry if this is boring. But everything here needs to be said. Right, before I close it up, I just want to show you this. This is my TV. This was originally going to be my monitor for this computer. And no, it just wouldn't want to work. And I was really sad because it cropped it on the top and the bottom. That was annoying. So yeah, and that sat on this. Oh yeah, this monitor had to be bought then, which is a 1080p monitor, which has on top of it a webcam from 2008, I think. No, it's an 8-year-old webcam. That's it. Yeah, fun fact about that is I made my first bits of filming gubbins on that. Doing Lego stop motions. Yes, that's where I got my Lego Man name. Woohoo. But you've never seen one. I should make a compilation. Anyway. Now, under here, we have a Panasonic SuperDrive System VHS player. And, yeah, this is pretty cool because I also have an Elgato capture card, which is over here, which you can sort of see. There we go. Elgato Capture HD. That is the old capture card version, which has AV support, which means I can record stuff from this VHS player or play it onto my computer. And because of its 6-core processor, capturing stuff is a breeze. It's really easy and I love it. It's awesome. And through HDMI, from AV to HDMI out, it then goes to this TV. So if I turn off the monitor and like capturing it and all that, I can watch VHS tapes still on a TV. And what the TV is on is next to my Blu-ray player, which is, well, it actually doesn't play Blu-rays. The Blu-ray player bit actually stopped working. So it's pretty much freaking useless unless I want to watch Netflix and not use my computer, which is never. Because I've got a Chromecast. Here is my bulk VHS storage. Oh yeah, the capture card I also bought, so if in the future I want to do console videos, I can, and it's really useful. It's also useful for my camcorder, and yeah, this is my bulk VHS storage. Basically, this was underneath my living room TV stand, and yeah, all the VHS tapes were going to be sold or thrown out. So I was like, no, I will save them all. So I saved all the good ones and some of the shit ones as well. But if you're more interested in Thomas VHS tapes, allow me to show you what I have called occasionally the archive. Okay, there's another one in there, but yeah. Look at that. The Australian releases for Season 1, Season 3, Season 4, 5, most of 6, some of 8 on those two, and 2 of the same for Season 2. All I'm missing to have the classic series on VHS, right, is Thomas Percy and the Coal and Other Stories, VHS tape, and The Deputation and Other Stories. Australian release, obviously. And then I've got a complete classic series. That's really awesome in my books. And I all have the same release version, which is actually quite interesting. So I've got the 1991 releases of Season 1 and 2, and then I've got the original releases of Season 3 and 4, and then I've got 5, which came out on these, and it's got all 26 episodes of Season 5 on these, which is Rescues and Runaways, Happy Ever After, and Happy Holidays. Funnily enough, the ones from my childhood is Troublesome Trucks, Thomas and Stepney, and these two. Oh, and this one, Twin Trouble. I also have this on DVD, and this on DVD. I don't have this one, that one. But sort of over here is like, that's when it came on. Sort of, no, from this sort of era, Season 6 onwards, it all was on DVD and VHS. But yeah, I find that really cool. And that's not all. I also have the stuff that doesn't fit into that category of VHS tapes. Oh wait, no, that's the same drawer. I'm an idiot. I've also got some extra stuff here, which is like Playtime, which I've got 2 versions. One has a case, one doesn't. Then I've got the very best of Thomas and Friends on VHS. I really wanted the DVD. when I could still find it, like just a couple of years ago. But no, it's too expensive. Also, I bought most of these VHS tapes for $1, so... And then I've got the Story and Song collection, which is down there. So yeah, and then I've got a unpainted Spitfire. So that's some trivia for you. What's this one? Oh yeah, and I've got then Spooks and Surprises on VHS as well. And that's not all either on my Thomas VHS device. I'm Australian, by the way. Okay, so let's move that. Let's actually just turn that off. Then I also have the original Thomas and Gordon release from 1985. The original Australian release in this big bulky version of a excuse me, of a VHS cover. And then I've got my favourite VHS of all time, the biggest ever Thomas the Tank Engine Christmas collection. It is amazing, and I love it. Yes, burp. Thomas the Magic Railroad, my childhood copy, which all the model bits are really hard to watch now because I used to always skip the people bits, so they're all clean, and then when you go and watch some of the model bits, shit, and you know, yeah, fun. Then Bob the Builder and a couple of other childhood faves. I'm missing a couple of things. I would love to get some more Babar, like the original series of Babar, because I find that series quite interesting. Harry McClary, I want to get the DVD version of that. That would be nice. One of Postman Pat, some Fireman Sam. Wouldn't mind getting some more Postman Pat from like the 90s. Blinky Bill, just a random one that I found at the charity shop. Savers. Classic Kids TV and ABC Favourites. Those are just compilations, and then there's Simpsons Greatest Hits, because you know I haven't watched a lot of Simpsons, so I thought, Greatest Hits. Some Beatrix Potter, Tale of Peter Rabbit and Benjamin Bunny, 101 Dalmatians, the original Land Before Time on VHS, Wallace and Gromit: The Wrong Trousers, Disney Family Entertainment Club Limited Edition Volume 2, because, I don't know, I saw that at a charity shop and I was like, ooh, that's interesting. And then DVDs and Blu-rays and all that, and then there's every Thomas special plus a couple other DVDs, except The Great Race, because The Great Race is still too expensive at the moment to buy in Australia, so I'm going to buy that probably once Big World Big Adventures comes out, and then The Great Race is cheap. And then I've got my Doctor Who shelf, which has all my Doctor Who DVDs and stuff. Also, Doctor Who scarf, which usually is over the computer. And yeah, so, right. So yeah, I've explained how this goes into the computer, and that's awesome, and it's my favourite feature. This is the cheapest keyboard I could find, of which had a normal layout, and it wasn't wireless. I also found this HP mouse for about $10. It is businessy AF, but it works. It's nice. Oh, excuse me. This mousepad I got from Savers for like, I think, $5. Ginty usually lives up there, as a little reference to myself, to Ginty U Part 2, which you can see in pure clip format or in interesting I talk about stuff in the unfinished edition. Then we have a recent development, which is this 2006 Acer monitor, the AL174, the AL1714, which is a, I think, 1024 by 720 something, or 780 something. Either way, it's like, it's pretty good. Basically, if you took the pixels from here, shoved it on there, that's basically how many pixels it is, even like to the size. Yeah, it's from 2006. It is powered by DisplayPort, believe it or not, because yeah, I was originally going to have DVI-D, but then that didn't work out. What's the comment saying? What are you guys saying? Hey kids. Alright. I'm gonna take another sip. That's why I'm burping. So yeah, this monitor was the very monitor that C&C began on my nan's computer. Pretty much, yeah, all the time that I've been on YouTube. It originally was bought with the XP machine, and it carried over to the Windows 7 computer that we had, and then finally the most recent one, which is running Windows 10. I think it was running Windows 7 at the time. Yeah, it was running Windows 7 at the time, and then we upgraded it to 10. Anyway, yeah, it's a good monitor. It's 4x3, so I can watch a classic series of Thomas without any black bars, which is interesting and I find very fascinating. Tugs is also very good on here. Classico, I suppose. Stuff, basically 4x3 stuff. And in VLC, I can crop it, and then, like, if it's got the black bars, then I can, like, crop it and then put it there. And yeah, I've got a 2-monitor setup, so I can have like Discord or OBS or YouTube or something, or Spotify or music or whatever secondary stuff here, and then I can do trains work or edit a video and, you know, glance over here, even though it's quite a distance actually. And now we move on to the headphones, and I really need a pee, so I'm hurrying up. These are, hold on, what are they called? Does it say? Yes, it does. These are the Logitech G430s, which is basically some headphones. Ooh. They have removable, washable ear cups. Actually, thinking about it, I do need to wash these. It has a microphone built in, which I use occasionally when I want to move around a bit and don't want to use my blue snowball. This is my blue snowball with a clean sock, which I replace every 6 months or so when I go, ooh, that's looking a bit tired. Also, before I forget, this grey cable, which is making all these cables look, you know, weird, along with my mic cable, is a VGA cable, because it's a, I think, 10-meter VGA cable, then goes to DVI. Not DVI, DisplayPort. Because I got an adapter and then okay. Yeah, I've got this LED light, which is good for looking behind the monitor at all the stuff, which we won't talk about, but mostly I just put things back there, like my old pencil case, like Hollander and stuff. Then we've got the screwdriver that I built the computer with. 720p, lol, it's not. Yeah, it's on my phone. Jeez, calm down. Yeah, scarf, it goes there. The computer doesn't usually stand like this. It usually is sort of there. Then I have a nice desk spot there, and then I usually put my mouse there. But yeah, I'm gonna stop the live stream in a sec, close it all up, and then maybe do a stream from the computer. 1080p 60. So yeah, stick around for that. So go back to the channel and refresh, and then it should come up or something. Yeah, Thomas the Tank Engine is over there. I'm attempting to read that during loading screens and stuff, and, well, 10 loading screens basically, because they're the longest things that I ever encounter on here. I've got books and DS stuff, which I never use, but it's there. More book fit vertically, because they're too long and tall and stuff. Minis and Thomas and Railway Series books, and then I've got the complete Reverend W ordery versions and stuff, and yeah. Oh yeah, under the desk, I've got 2 things, 2 outlets, and I've got boxes for things that I got for my birthday last year. My old camcorder that I filmed a video on my like proper YouTube channel, of which is called Curtis H. So if you type in Curtis H, the media pitch. It will come up with a video. Go to the channel that says the media pitch in the video title, and has a guy with glasses on and says the media pitch. And then go there, subscribe, and you'll find the Japanese camcorder in 2018, and it's a video where I talk about new and old things, and it's a ramble, and I kind of like doing that thing. Got my PlayStation 2 under there, an old camcorder from the 90s, as I've just said, and yeah, random magazines and stuff that I've had over the years. My Thomas DVD collection, which I've raided recently, a calendar which I need to change, poster, out-of-date Canon, hey look, I won an award, a calendar from last year which I'm keeping up, which still has 2018 dates, Doctor Who poster, bed, curtains, other poster, London, the wardrobe, and PlayStation games, and woo stuff. And then here is like underwear and modeling projects, tech stuff, basically like cables and leftover stuff. And then that one's my sister's tech drawer, so you know I can raid both for stuff, and it's come in handy actually, more so than I thought. Pencil dispenser, random stationery stuff, and Scrooge McDuck, which I got recently and I don't have anywhere else to put. I also have loads of stuff up here, which I'll go through quickly. Headless Wally, Brum, the only award I've ever won, which is a trophy from basketball of all things. Vinyl figure, a plane that my dad painted when I did as well as the humanized Ginty, I suppose. Batman, Thomas, mug that I haven't ever used. Oh shit. Trump cards, hat stand with Stig, Top Gear Challenges DVDs inside, which I will probably never get out again. A tree thing that my sister had, and I just shoved it there. Some mugs, book of things, and look, it's Boulder. So yeah, I'm just gonna give you a wide shot to end on. So yeah, that's my desk and PC. Doesn't have any arms or anything, but I don't mind. And half the time I'm sitting here with my feet up and watching a YouTube video, or watching something I've just made. So yeah, that's all my stuff. Thank you all for watching. I don't know how long this went for. I hope you all enjoyed it, and for those who are watching this live, or relatively live, stick around, go to the C&C YouTube channel, subscribe, obviously, duh, and refresh the page until there's a stream of this, because I'll be streaming with my better mic, or with my proper, from here, so I can tell you more about what this computer can do. That'll be after a short break, obviously, because I need to, empty my bowels. And yeah, also subscribe to Curtis.h. The link will be either on my channel, Mr. Argument86, or it will be on, just basically Google Curtis.h, the media pitch, or media pitch Curtis.h, and it should come up. So yeah, subscribe to that. I'll be doing some more stuff on there. It's basically just like stuff from school, and I just dump it, or stuff that isn't train related, or C&C, which happens quite a lot, more and more. And my side panel just fell. Thank goodness it's not glass, and it's not glass, and it's acrylic. So yeah, plastic. That's how this stream is being together. Right, Curtis.h, H for Henry, Harvey, hyphenated. Believe it or not, the first thing that came to my mind when I thought H was hyphenated. H is the first letter of my surname, for those who are wondering, because My surname's quite long, and it looked quite boring, so I was like, Curtis.h. So yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna close this up. Empty my bowels. Come back. Run OBS, and I'll see you soon. So yeah. And if anyone else is online on Discord, say like Cameron or Brad, we might even do a trains race. How about that? Also, stop asking for trains races and try and watch other videos. So if you're watching this live or later, watch our other C&C videos. Like, all of them. There's playlists and things. So yeah. Thank you all for watching. And yeah, this is the end of the live stream. So thank you all for watching. And God, I said that for the second thing. Yeah. Yeah, thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a good evening, such morning, or whatever time this is. So yeah, I bid you all adieu. Goodbye.